I literally thought you hated me because I was like, all these people that were on the left unfollowed me.
And I didn't know, honestly,
Right.
because our relationship predated Instagram.
Right.
And so I think I'm still subscribed to you on YouTube.
But I wouldn't know that.
And I don't.
There's 800,000 people there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Ask Kati Anything. Today I am joined by a fellow OG YouTuber, Arielle Scarcella. We've met. Thank you for joining us. I was already going to go into how we met because when Sean and I were coming to New York, he's like, "You got to look her up. We haven't seen her in forever." And I'm
surprised he remembered who I was. That's really sweet.
You made time for us way back.
Of
you have
course
to
I
remember
did.
the people that make time for you.
Of course.
And I met you. I don't know for sure, but I met you at Playlist Live. I feel like probably like 2015.
And I feel like we got along because all the little kids were running around, all the little 18, 19, 20-year-old YouTubers, and we're like, we're old.
I was like, I'm an adult. I was like 20.
I don't drink alcohol. I want to go to bed early. Get my shit done. Go to sleep. Leave me alone. These kids are like throwing. Remember that kid that peed on somebody over the balcony?
Oh my God. And yeah, it was like us. I remember Michael Buckley. He was like he would do Bria and Cam.
Yeah, Bria and Chrissy.
Cam
I'm still
and Chrissy,
that's like one of the only people one of the only channels friends that I'm still
They're
friends
in
with.
Washington State, near where I grew up, which is really funny because they told me, I forget the name of the city, not gonna dox them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I grew up like 15 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And they were like, get out. So it's been a long time.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Been a minute.
So you've been on YouTube since 2009.
It's a while. Yeah, I'm an OG. OG lesbian. Things have changed, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. We can get into that.
We're going to get into it.
Let's go back to 2009.
Yeah.
Why did you start on YouTube? What prompted your first video? Do you remember?
I don't even know if you know this.
I don't. That's why.
You do?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I'm excited to
You're
learn.
going to appreciate this being a therapist. So, 2009, I just graduated college the year before. I got out of a really abusive relationship with my first girlfriend. And I was like very, very, very ill. Like mentally ill. Like not like that I was like inflicting that on others. It was just all internal. It was all internal. Like I had IBS, I had cysts on my ovaries, like all from stress. It was all stress related to hormones. Like it's a real thing that happens. And I was like, you know what? Like I had an internship. They didn't hire me because they didn't get the account that I would have worked on.
Oh, gotcha.
So they were like, we love you, but we don't have a way for you to help out. Like maybe we'll hire you later. I was like, fuck, whatever. So I was like, let me leave. I saw somebody make a video and I was like, I could probably do this. Like, I feel like I'd be good at it. And I made a video and it had like 1,000 views in a day. And I'm like, who the hell is watching this? But I didn't even know you could make money. I didn't know any of this.
Me neither.
We didn't do that back then, right? We didn't think about that.
You didn't make money right away.
You didn't make money right away. You didn't think about it. It was just, I was like, we didn't even have gay marriage yet, right? Not until 2012, 2015.
2013, and this is a random funny story. When Sean and I got married in July of 2013, they had just legalized gay marriage in California. And so we were waiting in line forever to get our marriage license.
Because all the gays were there?
Yes, they were all getting their marriage. And it was
all the lesbians probably,
and so everybody came out, you'd be like, yay. Then Sean and I come out and they're like, yeah.
Oh, boo, straight people.
And then somebody was like, but yay.
Well, yeah, all right. Well, you're straight and white, so that's even worse.
It was like, meh. Yeah. But it was just really funny. It's like, we'll always remember that. And I'll always know that was when it was legalized because it took us like 2 hours to get our marriage license.
But I mean, it took. There was nothing available online, right? There was no LGBT education.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I had a fairly easy time coming out as far as my family. Like my family was like, whatever, who cares? We love you. And then my brother's gay too, so like we came out the same day. It was hilarious.
Really? At the same?
Yeah, the same day. My brother was like, I'm gay. I'm gay too. Oh no, basically my mom and my dad was sitting on the couch, and I said, Mom, Dad, I like girls. My mom starts hysterically laughing. And my dad turns around and looks at me and looks at my mom and goes, well, good luck with this. Like, good luck with dating women kind of thing. And my brother was walking by and, said something snarky as a gay guy would. And my dad said, what, are you gay too? And he goes, yeah, actually, I am. And I was like, that's literally the story. It's that simple. But we didn't have any LGBT education back then, right? Now,
it's
too
everywhere.
much. It's too much.
Yeah.
So now my content is like damage control, right? And everyone's like, you turned your back on the community. Did I though? Like, did I?
We can get into that, but
we're going to get into it,
And I find it interesting, like, if you're part of a community, can you really, like, turn your back on? You're still part of it. Everybody has different views, and that's the cool thing about the internet is there's space for everybody. So 2009, because I always thought of you as, like, the original, there was, like, a group of, like, the original lesbians.
There was, like, 5 of us. There was 5 of us. It was, like, me, Bria, Chrissy, Lizzie the Leslie.
Yes.
The cartoon. There's, like, 2 other people. I don't even remember. And, like, Brie and Chrissy don't really post that much anymore. Like nobody really posts besides me, and it's my content's evolved because of what's necessary for actual women and gay rights. Like, you know, when the community, when the queer movement started coming for women's rights and started coming for the children, which in many ways they have, it's a real thing. I had to step in and be like, this is not right. You shouldn't have trans women playing in women's sports. Sue me, but this is just my opinion. I've said this, people that watch my videos now. And you shouldn't have kids transitioning and learning about 87 genders in kindergarten. Like, because I know for a fact that if I was growing up in today's world, I 100% would think I was a trans guy.
Well, same, because
100%.
Because I was definitely like a tomboy of a girl too.
I was the only tomboy.
And there's nobody really communicating about, you know, and it's hard enough growing up, period. Let's just be honest. Growing up in general is difficult. So you started the channel in 2009 because you didn't get the internship. But you decided.
And I needed to remember who I was. I needed a platform to. I was an artist. I went to art school. I went to Pratt. People don't know that. Like, my degree is in art.
Really?
Yeah, I went to art school.
What kind of art?
I graphic design and advertising.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But like I didn't know video. I didn't know how to talk on camera. I didn't know anything. That's all self-taught. The marketing aspect, I kind of knew how to work with brands. I worked with brands in college. We worked with like a not-for-profit company and stuff. But everything else is completely self-taught.
That's very.
I feel like you can't teach somebody how to be a storyteller. You're just naturally good at that, right?
Yeah, you're either good at talking and sharing or not.
You're not, right?
Yeah. So first video, what was it about?
My first video was about being hit on by a 40-year-old woman, which is funny because that's how old I am almost now.
I know. I don't feel like I'm 40. I'm 41.
Neither do I.
I'm like, but
I feel like I'm like 30.
I'm like, yeah. Or perpetually like 28.
Yeah. I don't think we look old either.
I don't think we look any different than we did.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. So, okay, first video about getting.
It was called like Lesbian Cougar hits on young. I don't remember. I think it was maybe just called Lesbian Cougar back then. And of course, everyone was searching lesbian like for other reasons, and it came up, and I was like, well, whatever. Who cares? They're still getting the information that they need, like, you know. And then it slowly turned into like dating and sexuality because we didn't have those things years ago.
Yeah.
And then 15 years later, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
And not in a good way.
I guess when did your content feel like it was starting to shift? Because it's like when I was trying to look you up, I'm like, well, I haven't talked to her since 2015.
It's changed a lot.
It's been forever ago because I don't know if you remember, but when I came to New York, we met up at YouTube Space New York when you could still film there.
Yeah.
And we filmed some videos.
I don't remember what we talked about, though.
I don't either, but I do remember being terrified because Sean wasn't coming with me because I feel like I came out for something for YouTube. And
probably one of those YouTube events that they had at the Google Space.
Probably. And I didn't know how to like put cameras. I was like, fuck. I had my list of like step 1, step 2, step. Like,
that's adorable though.
Make sure it's
and
focused.
Knowing me, I would have been like, I don't know either.
Yeah, you're like, we'll figure it out. If it doesn't record, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
And it made it really nice and comfortable. So thank you.
Yeah, I'd never.
But so New
York, as a New Yorker, you just figure shit out.
You just get scrappy. We'll figure it out.
Scrappy. That's a New York.
And we figured it out, and it was fine. But you started educating. What was the response back in 2009? Like, what were your comments like?
People were just like, okay, cool. There's a cool lesbian. Up until like 2015, it was like that, honestly. And then there was this massive shift where the trans community, it's not even real transsexuals, by the way. It's the fact that all these people that were claiming. A lot of these people just, I mean, I'm sure you know, right? A lot of these people just have mental illness. That's not gender dysphoria, right? The LGBT community became so big because there were so many content creators. And all of us were very receptive of each other, for the most part, right? It was a very loving community back in 2013, 2014, 2015.
Even though I'm not even in the LGBT community.
You hung out with all of us.
You were my favorite. And
we hung out with all of us.
Yeah, because it was the most welcoming and the most friendly.
We were actually welcoming and friendly back then. And then there was this shift. There was a shift in like 2015, 2016, where if you didn't act or think the way they thought you were supposed to, you were excommunicated immediately. You were canceled. And this happened over and over and over. It happened to Shane Dawson. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I still keep in touch with Shane.
Right. I don't know him well. I'm just saying. But for whatever he did or didn't do, he was canceled and other people were canceled. And then they canceled me like 5 times. And interestingly enough, then they had this like event in Miami, not a YouTube event. It was like from, I think it was Peter Thiel. The inventor of PayPal or whatever it was. He did a cancelization event in Miami. And like everyone that's been canceled went to this event. It was amazing. And I like made all these new friends because that's not inclusivity. Like having to think a certain way is not actual inclusivity.
No. And I mean, people try to cancel me too.
Did they for what?
For the Shane Dawson stuff.
See? You can't even talk. You can't even sit next to somebody.
They were mad that I read from the DSM. Yeah.
You can't even sit next to somebody.
Sociopaths could be icky.
Really? Oh my God. It became this toxic world very quickly, and just on YouTube in general, right? Because that's when video responses were still a thing, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
And people were just nonstop canceling everybody with video responses. And then little by little, they started coming for YouTubers, for bigger YouTubers. And then around 2018, 2019, I moved to Florida.
Which I didn't even know.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit, but like nothing crazy. My mom sold the house here. We moved to Florida, and that was after like 5 major deaths in my family. Like, it was a lot.
I'm so sorry.
It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. It was my dad, and then 3 grandparents, and then my uncle. It was nonstop cancer. Boom, 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 boom. My mom was like, "I'm done." I was like, "Okay, let's go to Florida."
It is exhausting.
I'm going to follow you there. Exhausting.
Grief is so heavy. I lost both my grandparents and an aunt and uncle in a 4-year period, 5, maybe 5 years, and the weight of it. And even I know it as a mental health professional, it's like I should fucking know better, but I still
doesn't matter.
You start to just you just feel like I would just cry randomly, or just be like, I'm so exhausted. I go to bed at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, and I think that you don't realize the toll it takes. Did you, not to like circle back, but talking about health and stuff, did you find like creating videos online and stuff, did it make you feel better after 100%. That abusive relationship? Do you feel like you had more community?
100%.
Yeah.
So I know where this all stems from. I know because I did it myself, but I didn't do it expecting validation from others. No, which is how the new community does it.
Well, I feel like, unfortunately, we can talk about this too, is like we started creating when you couldn't make thumbnails, you couldn't make money. Nobody was really famous. It was more like, it was this weird thing. Like I remember Sean was the reason that I started the channel. He's like, people do this. They like put videos out. And he sent me like Anna Akana and like Jenna Marbles. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And I felt weird about it.
Right.
And then you meet other weirdos doing the same thing you're doing, and it wasn't a business. I was still working full time. It wasn't anything, and I didn't want to be famous. That wasn't part of it.
I still don't want to be. I don't want to be famous.
So we got into it in a different way.
I don't want to have to deal with it.
I feel like with a different purpose, we came to be online.
Right. Which is our actual. I'm going to get spiritual for a second. But you know what Dharma is?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actual Dharma versus ego, right?
Yes.
Dharma means your purpose in life. Like my purpose isn't, nobody's purpose in life is to be famous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's what you bring to the table when you're famous. That's your Dharma, right? So you help people with their mental health. At least I like to think that I help people learn how to validate themselves through their own worth and their own values and their own morals. And I think one of the things that I offer, that I've always offered from the beginning, was thinking differently is okay.
Yeah.
I've kind of always had the same views. It's just, you know how that like Dave Rubin always says, the left left me?
It moves.
They moved so far this way. I've always kind of just been here. Like I go a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there when I find out new information. But it's like, no, I'm kind of always been a classic liberal. Like that's a very typical artist thing though.
Today's video is brought to you by OneSkin. If you're like me, your skin needs a little extra love this time of year. Between cold weather and holiday stress, it's easy for skin to feel dry or tired. That's why I've been sticking with OneSkin, especially their face moisturizer. It keeps my skin feeling hydrated, smooth, and honestly, just healthy, no matter how busy life gets. What makes OneSkin different is their patented OS1 peptide. It's the first ingredient proven to target the root cause of skin aging, senescent cells, which cause wrinkles and loss of elasticity. And now they've launched their limited edition holiday sets, like the nightly rewind gift set with their best-selling face moisturizer, the brand new peptide lip mask, and a sculpting gua sha tool. It's the perfect self-care upgrade or an amazing gift for someone you love. For a limited time, try OneSkin for 15% off using code Kati at oneskin.co/Kati. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. That's 15% off at OneSkin with code Kati at oneskin.co/Kati. It moves.
They moved so far this way. I've always kind of just been here. Like I go a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there when I find out new information. But it's like, no, I'm kind of always been a classic liberal. Like that's a very typical artist thing, though.
I've always felt like I'm a very free to be you and me person.
Yeah.
You know, like you
have
the right to
it's not hurting somebody. Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
Is being gay hurting somebody? No. Yep. Is allowing kids to identify, is allowing kids to play dress up hurting somebody? No, in my opinion. But allowing them to be on stage at drag queen shows, probably not a great thing. Like, I mean, that's creepy. And it's also hurting the gay communities or the gay demographics. Look, like the whole thing was people used to call us pedophiles all the time back in the 80s. And now we're going back to that. Not that these people are, but it makes us look like that. It's terrible.
So tell me a little bit about the shift for you, because even though I consider myself like an ally, and like you said, does it hurt anybody that why would that? It doesn't affect me. What the fuck should I have nothing to say. You'd be you, I be me. Everybody's happy. Whatever. Want to call it an ally? I'm an ally. Whatever you want to call it is, I'm always supportive. How has it changed? Is even the dating pool, is it different?
The dating pool's horrible. Everyone's non-binary.
Okay.
Or just not my type, which is fine. But like the non-binary stuff, you just used to be butch lesbians years ago.
So what do they mean if someone says that they're non-binary? Are they just saying they don't connect to either male or female?
But that's not real, in my opinion. You can't be neither male or female. You simply are male or female. And there's intersex, but that's not a third sex. That's just a variation of the two. Like, we could talk to my friend Colin Wright about that. You should probably have him on your show. I think he lives in Nashville.
Okay.
But I'm sure he'd fly out, whatever. But brilliant, like, evolutionary biologist. We went from sanity to trying to be inclusive of everybody's identity that it doesn't make any sense anymore. That's kind of the shift that happened over time. Everything made sense. Everything was biological, right? You can even prove that being gay is not a choice, right? At this point. But somehow gender is made up and gender is a social construct. Like, how is that possible if sexual orientation is real? Like, you have people on camera now, maybe 2 years ago, there was this woman at a protest saying that gender is a social construct, that sex is a social construct. And that homosexuality is not real because sex is a social construct. It's like people have been, I'll send you the clip when I can.
Interesting.
It's wild.
I haven't stayed as on top of it as you. Like I'm sure
of course
I've missed
not.
certain things.
You're more across the board as you should be as a therapist, and I'm more like niche.
Yeah, which is fair. You've always been niche. That's always been your channel.
That's always been my thing. Like but it's needed. I think. I know, but these people went off the deep end. Like, it's gotten to the point where I posted a video 2 weeks ago. I was at New York City Pride. I have to hire a bodyguard when I go to Pride. Just because, and I did the whole thing, right? I pull out my MAGA hat, right? But it's a rainbow MAGA hat, which is, even if you disagree, like, shouldn't I still be allowed at Pride? I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, well, it's for everybody. That's the whole point of it, right?
Right.
It's like go to Dinah Shore in Palm Springs, and
why can't you be there? Why not? Why not? I thought we were at inclusivity, but then I made the people stop, most of them stop in their tracks and like, oh, I asked them, what's the most inclusive community? Oh, the queer community. Really? Okay. What about now? And they leave. No, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're racist. You're a bigot.
Oh, then
there's no argument. They just say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're racist. Interestingly enough, this is the most interesting thing about those interviews. And the video did really well. It was like 200,000 views in like 2 weeks. The majority of the people I interviewed that were white were the most hateful. The black people and the Hispanic people, at least for the most part, except like one of them, were very much more calm. Were much more calm.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, white guilt, 100%. It's the fact that, and I asked one of the girls too, one of the Hispanic, I think she was some kind of Hispanic, maybe Puerto Rican, Dominican, because that's like majority of New York, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Mexicans are all in LA. Yeah. And I said to her, why do you think the majority of people like yourself that are brown or black actually took the time, they might not agree with me, but they took the time to listen to what I had to say. She's like, I think because we know what it's like not being heard. I said, boom, there it is. I didn't know. I know why people didn't want to hear what I had to say, but I didn't know if I'm trying to think how to say that.
You didn't know if they were aware of why.
Right.
Either. Like if they had that awareness of self.
But this one girl did. And I said, why do you think the white people, all the kids the kids meaning younger than I am. Yeah. Why do you think all of them were quick to be nasty to me? She said 100%. She's like, white guilt. I was like, you're right. That I knew.
I think that's a part of it. Yeah. I'm 41, you're 38, 39?
39.
So we grew up in the pretty much same type of era. And we had tons of socialization, and
These kids
flash
didn't have
forward,
that.
we don't have it. And I feel like whether we want to admit it or not being in school, I don't care if you're middle school, high school, college age, those are all key developmental years.
Right.
I had a fight with one of my girlfriends, Lindsay, back in middle school, and it was nasty for a chunk of time, so much that our parents got together and were like, you guys have to figure this out. I don't even remember, it was probably over a boy or something
Probably.
stupid. And so, and I say that not that it happens with everybody. I got in a fight, I had a bully, this person said this to me, they did that. I fell down, embarrassed myself, blah, blah, blah. All those social development skills and the ability to have somebody.
Made you stronger.
Yes, and someone can think different, they can act different. I can fight with them, we can make up, we can still go to class together.
These kids don't know how to handle it.
They don't
They have no idea.
that. And I do worry about our ability to be critical thinkers and be able to sit in a room with someone who's different.
Right.
And hold space for that. And I mean, it's kind of the therapist to me is like, that's what I do for a living. I sit in a space, I hold space, you can think.
Yeah, but that should be not a common sense. That should be something that's learned in early development. Like, we don't have debate classes anymore, right? We used to have debate class in high school.
You had to do it.
You had to do it.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore.
Oh, because you should.
At least in New York, they don't.
You should, because we have to learn how to disagree and still get along.
Right.
Because everybody's different and everybody has a different background.
Right.
And to think that we're all the same, I feel like this division, this like you versus me, this othering is not healthy. And I know people can, shout in the comments, that's fine. But I feel like to just not agree with someone isn't enough now. They have to like shut you up.
Right. Which is hilarious, right? Because they're so everything's gray. Everything in the world is a spectrum, except the way you think is black and white.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Make it make sense, as Blair says. Mm-hmm. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Why is that the one thing? My friend David used to say, we're gay, not stupid. And he used to say, the left loves all these different types of diversity, except diversity of thought. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you grow with, that you grow towards or away from, or depending on what you're experiencing. You learn different things, you feel different ways.
Well, and I think the problem is another facet. I'm sure you're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But like the way media portrays certain sides of things, it's almost, at least the way that I see it mostly portrayed online, is like if you're more liberal, more in the less conservative class, then you're like correct. And that's like the right way to think. That's the right way to talk. That's the right way to share. And it is more inclusive is how it's like sold. If we talk about marketing, very inclusive. And you are right that I think there's an intolerance of different thought.
Right.
And then the right or the more conservative class of people are often portrayed as less tolerant.
Right.
And more judgmental and like against certain aspects of being gay, potentially.
Which is crazy because that's not my experience. And I didn't know that. Right? When I made this video, I think it was called like Why I Left the Left or something like that. And it's like, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. And I went viral. I was on Dave Rubin, on Steve Crowder, and like all these things and all the right-wing media. None of them cared that I was gay. None of them cared. I was at the Mermaid Parade 2 weeks ago, which is like the celebration of summer in New York City. It's like, of course, all the gays go because they're all mermaids, right? And the first person that recognized me was like a straight Mexican guy. And he's like, love your content, man. Like, I'm like, okay. Like they don't care.
Yeah.
The majority of them don't care. They just want common sense. They want shit to make sense again. And leftism right now, none of it, in my opinion, is making sense. A very, very small portion of it.
When did you start to feel that shift?
2016, 2017. Yeah.
And was it like specific content you saw? Did somebody say something?
It was the way people were handling disagreeing with other people. Like, as soon as I disagreed with someone, they would publicly ostracize me immediately. It wasn't hey, like, let's go to the event and talk about it, make a video about how we disagree, like we used to do in the old days.
I know.
It was, I'm going to make a video and get views and hate on this person. Cat Black was famous for doing that.
I've hated that.
You remember Cat Black?
Mm-hmm. And I've hated this part of the internet. It's so frustrating. Now I'm just bitching. It pisses me off when people will take my name to gain views just to shit on me.
Of course, they all did that.
And the platform supports it.
But it does. But here's the thing. Those people, majority of them, aren't doing anything with their lives right now. The Cat Blacks of the world, Cat Black got canceled on TikTok.
They always get canceled.
It always comes back. Karma always comes back around.
Yeah.
It always comes back around. Because people, for the most part, even if it doesn't happen right away, this is my opinion, will see through the bullshit. Eventually. I've had people for years been coming back to my channel. I'm sorry I misjudged you. I'm sorry I was lost in the cult. I'm sorry. Okay, come back. Come back. Yeah. It happens every day. I get messages.
So interesting.
And I feel bad for them. I do. Because I was never part of that cult.
No, you've always just been the same.
I've been the same throughout. Maybe it's that maybe I'm lucky that I was born and raised in New York, where everybody always thought differently and you had to just deal with their shit. Because they're literally sitting next to you.
Yeah, you're going to be forced into it.
Well, you're going to be forced to deal with it no matter what.
And Sean and I've talked about this with relationships too, is like sometimes there's something good about being forced together. Like you said, like debates, right?
Yeah.
But even with like if you had like a disagreement with your brother or whatever, you're going to be forced to sit down together at like Thanksgiving or someone's birthday.
Right.
You're going to have to reconcile.
Right.
Because you're going to like deal with it. And I feel like we've gotten so distanced and so separated that people feel like, well, I don't even have to try to hear someone out.
And they think it's protecting themselves, but it's actually just neglecting their growth.
Yes.
Because it's just an ego thing again. Like, just expecting everyone else to validate your opinions, to validate your worth. Like, who gives a shit what other people think? I mean, it's obviously it's going to upset you because you're a human, but at the end of the day, you have to be like, listen, you're allowed to think differently. Just do it over there. You're okay, cool, go over there. I'm gonna be over here doing my thing. And guess what? We'll probably both grow audiences and maybe eventually we'll agree on something and then we can talk about that down the line. You know, that's the majority of what happens.
Well, and that's tolerance, right?
Yeah.
I think there is something to like being able to tolerate different views. And like even Sean and I watch all sorts of different news and you still don't even know what the fuck's going on. But
which is why I don't talk about news really. I talk about culture.
Yes, well it is culture. And it's like it feels like a culture war sometimes. And I won't understand why people are so mad. Like I didn't even know any of this. Like when I reached out to you, you were like, do you hate me? Essentially.
I literally thought this is probably going to be the beginning of the video, right? You'll use this clip. I literally thought you hated me because I was like, all these people that were on the left unfollowed me.
And I didn't know, honestly, because our relationship predated Instagram.
Right.
And so I think I'm still subscribed to you on YouTube.
But I wouldn't know that.
And I don't.
There's 800,000 people there.
You know,
like,
and it's been forever.
Right.
And I don't really watch YouTube.
And I was defensive. Obviously, you as a therapist, I'm sure you knew that.
Of course. I was like, ooh, obviously. Prickly. And then I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, because I didn't even, then I felt really ignorant. I was like, fuck, I didn't even know. I just assumed that because you were living in LA, like everyone knew that everyone was not friends with me anymore. Oh, no.
People I went on vacation with.
Oh.
People I went to their weddings.
I would never abandon someone just because the masses told me to. Today's episode is sponsored by Blissy. I honestly wish that I'd known about this sooner. Who knew your pillowcase could make such a difference for your skin and hair? I switched to Blissy and it's been a total game changer. It's made from 100% mulberry silk, not satin, which can actually be rough on your skin and hair. Since using Blissy, I've noticed way less frizz in the morning. My skin feels smoother, and I'm not waking up with those annoying pillow creases anymore. Plus, it stays cool all night. No more flipping the pillow to find the cold side. Blissy's been voted best gift of the year, is dermatologist recommended, and comes in over 99 colors, including their new Wicked and Harry Potter lines. They've even sold over 3 million pillowcases, and now you can find them at Target too. Because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free, plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/AskKatiePod. That's BLISSY.com/AskKatiePod and use code AskKatiePod to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you. Again, that's blissy.com/AskKatiePod and use code AskKatiePod for 30% off.
Well, I just assumed that because you were living in LA, like everyone knew that everyone was not friends with me anymore.
Oh, no.
People I went on vacation with.
Oh.
People I went to their weddings.
I would never abandon someone just because the masses told me to. Like, I'm an adult.
Right.
I didn't start this when I was 16. Like, things are going to come and go. Ideals are going to change. You just wait and see. Things always shift. People are different.
Right.
And yeah, I've always liked you. So
I've always liked you too. I didn't know.
Yeah, but it was just funny. I was like, oh, and then
I don't think I was mean. I think it was just defensive, right?
You were just defensive. You weren't mean. 0%.
I was like, well, pretty sure you unfriended me. Like, why are you asking me to be on?
You're like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this coming from?
Yeah, and I was like, no. And then I'm like, wait, did I unfollow? And I'm like, I think that
I just assumed that you're in LA. You probably did the same thing as everybody else, and I'm like, those people are over there. Leave me alone.
I just didn't even know.
I had to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just lost
touch. I was triggered.
It was okay.
I was a little triggered.
I even said to Sean, I was like, I triggered her, I think. She was a little bit defensive.
I was just defensive. I was like, didn't you because I call people out on their shit.
Which is totally fair.
But there was shit that you didn't do, so I'm sorry about that. Okay. But yeah, I didn't know.
It's fine. It was fair. I felt it was just funny. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but when I see friends, like I might up with Amber's Closet at one of the Jubilee debates.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? You're not going to say hi to me? We went on vacation together. Like I called her out.
I haven't seen her in forever.
She's cool, but like not in that way anymore, I guess.
Interesting.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. Has anybody ever confronted you or had a conversation?
They won't. I confront them.
And what do they say?
They don't say shit. They don't say shit because of all the things that we were just talking about. They lack the skills, I think, or they're afraid because they're afraid to step over the line. Remember, what was it? Who was hanging out with? Who was Ellen hanging out with? George Bush or something like that? Yeah. Like at a baseball game or something. She got canceled. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
We're almost like taught or told that we're so different, that everybody's so different. But we're actually way more alike. We all have the same goals. We have different ways of getting there.
Most of us, I would say. Not all of us. Some people are legitimate authoritarians. But it's very few. I feel like.
Yeah, and there's always the outliers, right?
Yeah.
But it's like the majority of us want to...
We want a better world.
Yes.
We want more people to be fed. We want to feel safe. But it's like, you have to just look at the facts at some point, right? Like, New York City is not as safe as it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not.
LA isn't either.
No,
Santa Monica got real scary for a while.
Yeah, and you have to be like, well, what policies were put in place that made it this way? Democrats, sorry.
It just so happens.
And I'm still a registered Democrat, technically. I never changed my party affiliation. But I voted for Trump. Sorry, as a lesbian. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, has he, just out of curiosity, because I don't follow everything closely, has he come out anything against gay people at all?
No. In fact,
I don't recall anything.
Yeah, see, exactly. And then everyone says he's against gay people. I went to Pride and I put the MAGA hat on, right? And then, why did you vote for someone who's against you? I said, how is he against me? And they never can answer. Somebody, a black woman who was actually intelligent other than this, she was like, well, he took away birth citizens' rights. I'm like, that has nothing to do with being gay. And in the video, she's like, you're right, that has nothing to do with being gay.
She's like, wait, yeah.
But like, we would literally, the day before Pride, I had an event at Trump Tower called Log Cabin Republicans. It's like a little conservative thing, whatever. They're a little bit more conservative than I am. I show up looking like this. They're all in their suits, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But like, good for them.
Yeah,
good for them.
Each their own.
Good for them. They're cool.
Yeah.
In Trump Tower, why is he anti-gay? Oh well, he took away the suicide hotline. No, he didn't. He took away the number. I think it was like number 3 or number 8 that you would push.
Oh, and now it's okay. Gotcha.
But like, that's real equality. You could be gay, straight, bi, trans, black, white, Chinese. You call the hotline, the suicide hotline. Why do you need they're all trained in the same way. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I do know.
Exactly. So why does it matter if we have a number to press?
Yeah.
Press 2 for black. Like that's the most ridiculous thing.
I didn't know it did that. Sorry, I'm not.
Supposedly, this is what I've been told. I never called. Thank God, I never had to call.
I haven't had to call. I've talked to people at 988, and I do know they're all trained the same.
They're all trained the same.
I didn't even know there was like a 3 for like LGBTQ.
It's something like that, or I don't know.
But maybe it was number Project. 3. So I worked with them as well.
But the Trevor Project's great. So that still exists.
Yeah, I worked with them. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, interesting. So how has the hate been then?
Overall?
Yeah, like how are you coping?
50-50. Oh, it made me into such a strong person.
Doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. But at the same time, you can't go based on the love that you get either, because that might leave. And
it's all.
That's not healthy either. You have to love yourself regardless of the love and the hate that you get.
Yeah.
I'm not friends with this person anymore, but one of these YouTubers a long time ago, one of the reasons I started YouTube videos, I'm not going to say their name, but he actually told me, when I was asking him, how do you deal with the hate years ago? He said, I deal with the hate the same way I deal with the love. I don't let either affect me. Because either of them are going to shift as you go on.
Yeah.
You're going to lose people. And he also told me, don't make videos for the audience you want. The audience you have, make videos for the audience that you want.
Which is true.
Which is also...
Like, who do you want to talk to?
Do you want to talk to people that cancel... Do you want to have Shane Dawson on your channel and have all these kids that are going to eventually cancel you anyway?
Yeah,
but for something different, and then never be able to talk about what you want to talk about? Or do you want to have Shane Dawson on your channel and be free to talk about whatever you want? And those idiots that aren't, worth your time anyway, they just kind of fall to the side eventually.
Yeah.
But that's the way to do it, in my opinion. You might lose a little bit now, but you'll gain more later on. And it's also just more sane for you. Keeps you sane. Like knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, it's authentic to you. It's your channel. I used to think people pleasing made me kind and helpful. Then my therapist told me, Kati, you don't people please for them. You do it to manage your own anxiety. I felt so called out, I honestly didn't know what to say. And that was the moment I started rewriting everything I believed about control, identity, and care. And my new book, Why Do I Keep Doing This, is the result of that. If you want to unlearn the habits and patterns that are keeping you stuck, pre-order now. The link is in my bio.
But that's the way to do it, in my opinion. You might lose a little bit now, but you'll gain more later on. And it's also just more sane for you. Keeps you sane. Like knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, it's authentic to you. It's your channel. I used to talk about whether I'd block people or whatever, and people would be like, you can't, silence. And I was like, this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. I know that kind of sucks to say it that way, but like, I created this is mine. And I wouldn't come onto your lawn and take a shit, so you don't come onto my channel and like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I mean that in the most honest of ways.
No,
that,
it's true.
You couldn't just show up and do that.
You can have freedom of speech, but you don't have to do it on my property.
Yeah, you can do it on your own.
Do it on your own property.
Build your own thing.
Right.
If you want to do that,
Right. I'm just saying that you don't have the right to come be a dick.
Here.
You
can do it over there.
Do it over there.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody has the right to talk.
Do it over there.
So when did you feel like you had to change your content? Or do you feel like your content never changed and everybody else changed?
No, it changed. My views never changed. The content changed, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you see? 3% of somebody's life? Maybe.
If they even share any of their life.
Even if you share your life, right? I just shared, like, now I'm not doing any vlogs like we used to do.
Yeah.
Travel and stuff. My content, I mean, it's become more right-wing, but, like, really it's just a moderate in the grand scheme of things. It's just a moderate view, which is kind of a classic liberal view of things.
Yeah.
Because the left has gone, I mean, we're at the point now, think about this, how crazy this is. We're at the point now where we have kids on TikTok, meaning like 25 years and like 18 to 25-year-olds, right? That are queer activists, that are converting to Islam, okay? Where it's literally, you go to an Islamic country, it's literally,
it's illegal to be
gay. It's illegal to be gay.
Then they might kill you, yeah.
And they will literally throw you off of buildings, not in every, there's different ways they do it.
Yep.
But like, and that's the video I posted this week. It's like, I interviewed a gay refugee from, I think he's from Iraq, and now lives in Turkey, right? And he's like, these countries are religious ruled.
Yeah.
I forget what the word is, but there's
like, is it Sharia law or am I?
It might not be Sharia law, but the religion is the rule of the land.
Yes.
There's no separation
between church and state like we have, yes.
So if it says it in the Quran, it's the law of the land. The Quran says it's illegal to be gay or it's not okay to be gay, that's the law. That's literally the law if you live in Islamic State.
What's the argument to that?
The argument, in their heads, they think it's an inclusivity thing. They want to include everybody, even if they're being excluded. So it's just become a whole 180.
I mean, if they want to be Islamic and be here, like you think like a gay refugee, he could still practice, that's fine. That's his choice and that's his freedom.
Right.
But
that's not what they're saying. They're saying you have to accept everybody no matter what, which is a huge problem because those people that you're accepting are not accepting of you being as you are.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Then we have people saying, borders aren't real. Really? How about you go and say that to Palestinians? That you're fighting for a right to have their own country, which means borders. Or what about the Ukraine? You don't want borders to be real? What about the Ukraine and Russia? Russia just walked in. Borders aren't real. That's what you say.
Yeah.
They're hypocritical. They don't think when they talk. Literally, I was interviewing a leftist, a non-binary person or whatever. And they were like, borders aren't real. I'm like, really? Let's see. Like, all these other issues that you have to do with borders and countries having the right to exist. Why don't we have the right to exist? And have our fundamental values be about freedom and the right to live as you want. Like, what's so bad about that?
What do you think's happened? Why do you think people have gotten so charged? I would say it's a very emotionally charged.
It is emotionally charged. I think people don't know how to deal with their emotions. I think everyone's emotional. I think we know how to deal with it better. And I don't think Gen Z has a clue. I think Gen Alpha is a little bit better with it, actually. Gen Z, I think, lost the plot.
Well, and I don't. That's why I wonder if it is anything to do with lack of socialization.
It does. I do. I think it has a lot to do with that. And I think people are waking up to that. And I think it's very possible that a lot of us miss. That's why we saw all these TikTok accounts, nostalgia.
Yes.
Millions and millions of people watching these things.
I actually dove into research about that because I personally have been like rewatching Gilmore Girls which
I'm rewatching Jersey Shore.
Oh yeah, and I watched Sex and the City reruns.
But
the original, not the remake.
But still, there's a reason why, right?
Yeah, it's a good time in my life.
It was a good time in our lives.
And I want to know why we're doing it more. And they were
That's a really good idea.
Essentially the preliminary research, so it's not like post hoc analysis, not a ton of them, but they were talking about the increase in nostalgia-based clothing, which I'm sure you felt. I'm like,
look at my shorts.
I know. I'm like, I should have just not gotten rid of any of my clothes.
Yeah, my clothes from the 90s.
Right? Exactly. And shoes. And I'm like, I can totally rock with this. So that stuff's coming back. The shows are coming back. That's why there's no new good ideas, barely. Like most of the shows that people are watching are like The Office reruns, Sex and the City reruns.
Because they're original content. It's original funny stuff. People are over the woke shit.
Yeah, and it's real, right?
Yeah.
Like, because people have joked, like, you couldn't make The Office now, it'd get canceled. Sex and the City, they've said, like, we couldn't have written it this way, it would have gotten canceled.
It would have.
People are unhappy, and they don't know what to do with it, and they don't have a place to put it, and so instead of addressing it or acknowledging it,
they externalize it.
And we just, like, numb out. We go back, we pretend it was another...
I mean, the other side I meant is externalizing it. Us, we're going back to our roots. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It's like you're going back to a time that felt like it made more sense.
You know what fucked me up?
What?
There was a post where it was like, why nostalgia hits hard. And it said, because it reminds you of who you are before the world fucked you up.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh. Like, that's true, though.
Yeah.
Like, it nostalgia kind of puts you back in your purest spiritual form in your body. Like, before you had any of this stuff hanging over your head on your shoulders kind of thing. Yeah. Any of the drama, any of the mental illness, any of the doubt, the self-doubt. You were just a kid and you were just experiencing life for what it was and not thinking about it and just enjoying.
I was in my early 20s.
That's nostalgia. That's literally the energetic definition of nostalgia and why it feels that way.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because why wouldn't we want to remember that? Like, because if I told you what's the happiest time of your life, it'd probably be around that era.
90s, late 90s.
Yeah. What a fun time.
Yep.
And it is, I hope we can get back to stuff like that where it feels, my frustration, or my belief, I guess, rather than frustration, is that I think the media makes money off of getting us to click and getting us charged up.
Of course.
And so we've become like this, like everybody's agitated
and
pissed off, and it's not me, it's you.
Right.
It's you versus me. And I'm like, it's not good for us.
No, it's not.
And that's been going on for a long time. Like you said, 2015 is when you feel like it's shifted for you.
Oh, yeah. That's why I do the street interviews. Like, oh yeah, you're talking shit, like, say it now. And then they don't have anything to say, and it's like, well, that's okay, but then let's come together more and actually talk about this.
Do you find it different to do street interviews in New York versus Florida?
Well, technically, New York, you're allowed to just walk up to people and, like, just start talking.
Yeah.
It's a one-party consent state. So Florida's a little different, and they'll be like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Oh.
If they know who I am.
And I think California,
but even that's kind of funny to get on camera.
Consent, yeah.
I'll just, like, blur their face. There was this one girl that had, like a mask on, like not a COVID mask, but like I don't even know. It was like the weirdest thing in Orlando. Like not
for a show, just like regular everyday mask.
Like a weird, like monster mask. And she was like, I know who you are, you're transphobic. And my friend looked at me and he's like, only at Orlando Pride do you get lectured by like a purple people eater. Like, like, do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah. But like, what the hell is that? That's not.
Are you transphobic?
Yes. No. I mean, today's definition of the word, probably. It's crazy. Science is transphobic. If science is transphobic, I'm transphobic, I guess.
You don't think you're a transphobe? So
I don't think I'm a transphobe. I think the way the people these days that are calling me transphobic explain transphobia is when you disagree with anything they say. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, it could be the most basic shit. Like saying that there's only male and female. You're transphobic. Okay, well, I guess I am then.
How is that
It's not.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make sense of it, because I understand the trans community, and I understand like gender dysphoria. Like that's.
But the thing is, you don't even need gender dysphoria to be trans now. You know that?
No.
Yeah, this has been happening for the last 6-7 years.
Well, and I do.
They say you don't even need dysphoria to be trans. You just need to identify as something other than the sex you were born as. Wow. And because there's 85 genders, you can identify as a fucking drag queen, and you're trans, which is a legal gender in New York City. You know that? Drag queen.
No.
Yeah.
How is that
It's not.
This is interesting. They used to require you, if you wanted to transition, you had to do at least a year of therapy.
Yeah.
And that was part of like the APA guidelines.
Right.
And in the mental health profession, people were very upset about that being removed. And I know people can be frustrated and they're like, why should you make it harder? It's not about making it harder. It's the fact that
Safer.
Yeah, it's safer. And it's actually to protect people, because the suicide rates of the trans community are
30% or something like that, or
it's
something
like
crazy.
28, yeah. It's almost 30%.
Yeah.
And it may be higher now, I don't know. Or maybe going
Probably.
down. But yeah.
Because of all the people detransitioning, and then they get ousted in a different way.
Yeah, and then people, and there's the difficulty of that is something that can't be overlooked. And I feel like that I would love to see that be brought back and be a requirement.
Right.
And then it would also be something that, health insurance should cover, and people should be able to, make it affordable. Because I know a year of therapy is fucking expensive.
Right.
But that's my biggest frustration in the mental health space about that. Because I'm like, dude, I need therapy regularly for my own shit.
Right.
Let alone if I felt like I was in the wrong body, or, if it was actual gender dysphoria, actual, trans.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's sad, because now that not only do they not need therapy, they don't even need gender dysphoria to be trans now, is what the activists are saying, right? And a lot of these doctors and stuff are just going along with it because they don't want to be called transphobic.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people can do things out of fear, like you don't want to be out, like an outcast.
Right.
How do you manage? I know we talked a little bit about, you said it made you harder, right? But like, how do you manage the shit talking or the hate when you're like, I don't actually hate anything?
No, I don't. I mean, they hate me because they don't love themselves. I think that's what it comes down to. And I think that subconsciously they're realizing that they don't know themselves or love themselves, and that's why there's so much externalized hate coming from those types of people. Because to be honest, if you love yourself and you know who you are, you don't give a shit about what other people think. You're like, okay, you're allowed to think that, but I know the truth. I know I'm not transphobic. I know I'm not a piece of shit. So when you have that aura about you and other people don't, they get defensive, right? And they get angry and they get hateful.
Well, I actually just did a video. It's funny you say that. I did a video, I don't know, a couple months ago, where I was like, the most powerful statement you can say is, I know who I am. Because then no one can control you. No one can manipulate you. I think I probably called it something like be manipulation proof. Because that's clickbaity, right? It's but it's the truth.
It's true.
Because if I know who I am, I don't care what you think or what you say.
I'm going to do what I'm still going to think what I think. I'm still going to say what I say and do what I do. And that's it. Yeah. But that's what happened when I left the left. Funnily enough, they control me less. They try to control me less now than ever before. When I was still on the left, they tried to manipulate me and gaslight me and do anything you could think of, right? Any toxic trait.
Like, how would people try to, like, in the
how
comments?
To gaslight you? They would change. They'd change the definition of words. Well, a woman is this, so therefore this means this and this, and it's like, well, you can change the definition of woman. That's not going to change how I feel sexual orientation wise. Like, just because you're changing a word doesn't mean that I feel differently. Yeah. So they would gaslight you in ways like that, or I forget it. I mean, just toxic behavior across the board. I have over 100 videos about this kind of stuff. Probably. Yeah. I do a lot of psychological deep dives. People really like those, and I feel like you'd probably like those more than anybody else. Where I dive. It's called a deep dive. It's like 10-15 minutes, but still. Well, I'm not a psychologist, right? But I just based on what I see, like, I'm sure you know what Duper's delight is. No. Okay, so Duper's delight is a type of smile, like a smirk, that people make. Because this is something I noticed over the years. A lot of these left-wing woke activists, and when I say that, people generally know what the kind of person I'm talking about. They have a very specific smile or smirk that they do. Lily Tino's famous for doing it. Okay, when you get away with something that you're not supposed to be getting away with. Oh. And you feel a sense of control and power over somebody else. And you're like, I'm getting away with it kind of thing. And they do this, like, it's like smiling without your eyes. Smug. Mm-hmm. It's a smug smirk kind of smile. And almost every single one of these activists do it at some point or another in their content. Interesting. Yep. And I realized, and I didn't know it was called something. And somebody said there's actually a name for it. And I said, boom. And I did a video about it. So when Lily Tino's in Disney World, you saw that this trans woman in Disney World. Mm-mm. She got now this, I say she, but it's really not a she.
Sorry, I think our feed's different. Mine's like farers cutting the hooves of milk cows. Okay. And dogs. And
mine's like trans woman at Disney World. But like, fine, because I love that, because then I can comment on it. But this person claims to be a trans woman, doesn't pass it all. I don't know, nobody that's actual transsexual no one that's an actual transsexual thinks this person's an actual trans person. I think that it's an AGP. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, it's an autogynephile. It's somebody that's male that gets turned on by the idea.
Autogynephile?
Yeah, they get like auto meaning like self, like self-turning, like they're turned on by the idea of themselves being and looking like a woman.
Well, that's almost like what we would call back in the day cross-dressing.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
It's a new way of saying it, yes.
And a lot of people do that naturally, have no, like, they don't consider themselves part of the LGBTQ.
Right. Right. Exactly. And that's why definitions matter, right? Because now we have people like Lily Tino calling themselves a trans woman when they're probably, I would bet my life on it, just a cross-dresser. That's fine. But that doesn't mean you should be in women's spaces.
No, because that's dangerous for people, can be.
But then we have videos of Lily Tino on TikTok being like, let's see if they really did kick me out of Disney. I'm gonna go into the women's bathroom with that smug shit. And then backlash on the gays, you know?
Yeah.
That's not okay.
I have heard from other friends in we'll call them different letters within the LGBT.
Different letters, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, I don't really want to be part of the whole letter.
The alphabet mob.
Yes. And it can feel like if you support one, then you don't support others or vice versa. Right. And I always remember, this is even funny, Modern Family, years ago. Love that show. The gay couple on there has a daughter. And they run into, their daughter becomes friends with a lesbian couple's daughter. And they're like, us and lesbians, we don't have anything in common.
Right.
Like, he's like, you know, he goes through all the things.
Besides both being homosexuals.
Yes.
But
and so
even
he goes
that's
through
different sexes. So.
But then they're like, the only thing they have in common is their love for their child. And then they show their little Venn diagram. They're like,
that's cute.
But it's cute because he's like, I like dudes. I don't like dudes. I like, you know.
Right. I like theater. I like sports.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And they were looking at each other sitting on the couch like, and it's
true.
Funny. Yeah. And you can feel, I think that's why, like Dinah Shore was like a lesbian event that like a lot of my friends in LA go out to in Palm Springs because it's the one space they feel like they have for like their letter of the alphabet, if you will.
Meanwhile, they get called transphobic if you don't want trans people there.
They got in trouble a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends talked to me about that.
What happened? Something about like all these dudes started showing up and calling themselves
and they didn't want them part of the party.
Yep.
And then they were like, they're intolerant. They're like, this is our one safe space.
The one fucking party a year.
They're like,
one party
they're like,
a year.
have your own, like your alphabet party.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Have a queer party. This is a lesbian party.
And everybody knows, like, you know, that's what Dinah Shore is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lesbian party. Remember how they tried to cancel me because I was transphobic? They tried to not allow me to enter the country of Australia.
No.
Remember that in 2019?
How did I miss all of this?
It's been a while. 2020, I went to Australia. I think it was 2019, but it was 2020. Right before COVID happened. Literally the week that COVID happened, I was in Australia. I just made it back the day before.
Crazy.
Yeah, and they had a petition, which was pretty decent petition. I had like 3,000 signatures or something. This person's transphobic. We don't want her in our country. Blah blah blah.
They can try to prevent you from going.
No, but like at least they tried, I guess. And I show up at like Mardi Gras, which is like Australian Pride.
Yep.
In Sydney, and meanwhile, like of course nobody's at the event. No, none of these haters actually show up. You know, it's just bullshit. Most of these people don't show up. I mean, sometimes they'll show up like Blair. They harassed Blair, which is disgusting. You know, agree with listen to women, listen to trans women, listen to black trans women, except that one.
Yeah, it seems very
not that she's black, but you know what I mean.
No,
except
yeah.
That one.
It's like all this, but not.
Right.
Yeah. We're so inclusive, but not.
But not. It's like, how about you just listen to everybody, and if you agree, you agree. You don't. And you just go on your merry way. That's it.
Does it affect
That's how it was years ago.
Yep, agreed. So what can people look forward to? What are you creating now? Where can they find you? What's the best? It sounds like you're all over, just like me.
Yeah.
We're still YouTubing.
We're still YouTubers.
Instagramming.
We're YouTubers at heart, right?
Yeah,
we're
always.
YouTubers first before anything else.
Yep.
We're always going to be loyal to YouTube.
It's almost like like your passport. Like I'm a U.S. citizen first, and then I could get it.
I like that.
Or like YouTube first, always.
YouTube first, always.
It was all that existed back then.
Yep. There was no TikTok. There was no Instagram. And TikTok hates me anyway. I feel like they almost try to ban me every day. yeah, every day. The funny thing is, I was like, the media is manipulating you. It had like 1 million views in 3 days. Got taken down.
You're kidding?
Yep.
I put something out like that too.
And you got taken down?
It actually did really well.
Okay, it didn't get taken down?
No.
Well, they're homophobic then.
Maybe. Tisk.
Fucking TikTok is transphobic and homophobic.
You heard it here first. So Instagram, YouTube, is it all?
Just look up Arielle. Usually it comes up right away with Arielle.
Beautiful. It's so good to see you.
Yes.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to Kati. This is your new channel, right? You just started like a year ago?
For the podcast, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bitches. Okay. All right.
Okay, we good?
Is you good? Is you okay? Because I
'Cause
wanted to know.